Wholeness means to me being in a state of joy.
Wholeness means feeling complete, owning my authentic gifts.
Wholeness is really connected. Everything is connected to everything.
Wholeness is where we have access to all parts of ourselves.
What can I say about Elise Allred? I have known her for many years now, and she has been such an inspiration to me as she has paved the way for women like me to stand in this space and to own our gifts. And I've always enjoyed every minute that I've spent with Elise. You will learn so much from Elise and learn and feel the love she has for you. So enjoy this episode on sound healing and let me know what you think on social media.
I mean, I've always loved music. It's always moved me. I love, most of the time I love songs that are about Christ. I love those type of, I love that music. But what really got me into it is when I started learning about how music heals your body and the vibration. Everybody's body vibrates differently to different tones and stuff like that. Then I started getting into it more. Like, for instance, the main reason is because my son's a recovering addict. And I learned, because I have anxiety and depression and all these things that I've dealt with, and they work so well on me that they just vibrate and release all that tension. To do it on them, because they carry so much anxiety that when you start feeling this way, instead of being caught up in it, they go. And that just lets everything move down. Okay, it just resonates. And when I say move down, it moves down, it goes down into Mother Earth. And so I just release it. So if you do, I call them healing drum circles. And when you do a healing drum circle, sometimes I do it because they have anxiety. Sometimes they're manifesting certain things, so they need to let go of certain things. Literally, when you do that, after you're done and they open their eyes are so clear, so bright, because they get it. And the main thing is they're in the moment. And that's what sound does, is it puts you in. Put you in. You're not in the future, the past, you're just right there. Right. And you're feeling the oneness. Yes. So when anybody says, have you ever felt the oneness? Yes. Because it's when you hear or resonate with the sound. The drum, it's the heartbeat. It's the heartbeat of Mother. It's the heartbeat of God. It's the oneness of the heartbeat. So that just puts you in presence. Yeah. And that's where we need to be. That's where we need to live. But any sound does that. You could do the crystal bowls, you could do the tuning forks, and it vibrates where that space needs to be. Yeah. And I also believe that it heals. I mean, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's very, healing is, simply put, in a scientific is when our nervous system is in a cohesive, calm place. That's when we feel good, right? That's how we feel good. And we can feel that way no matter what our physical body's ailments are having problems with. It's to get that place of just, I feel better, like just that exhale or that kind of thing. And I think that the sound is really helpful to get there because it does it. That's what you're saying. It comes down and it just grounds us down, and we're all of a sudden just in a different place than we were before. It's like in that state after you come out of a sound healing. If somebody asks you a difficult question, it's just easier to answer, and it's all the chaos is just kind of gone, and it just brings you to that center place. So you started with the drum. Did you start with the drumming?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
The drumming.
The
drumming, I resonated with the most because it opened my heart. My belief is that my body is a temple. My heart's the Holy of Holies. And this is where God dwells. So I'm a believer that God, Christ, they dwell with me at all time. We are in oneness. And by beating the drum, it's in space. Okay. And if I'm in that space, like I said before, I'm in that oneness. If I'm in that oneness, I'm out of the world. I'm out of all the chaos. I'm out of all the drama. I'm not living there. I am living on a higher vibration, connected, oneness. So if there's any situations like you talked about, I have solutions. I move into it smoothly instead of being in this confusion as the world is in. I can stay in this space of peace and know that things are going to be okay. And does that mean everything turns out absolutely beautiful? No. But that's okay. Because however it turns out, it's going to be the best for me if I'm coming from that space. So the drums put me in that space. Just as soon as I hear them, I'm in that space of oneness.
That heartbeat is the memory, is the reminder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And the drumming, and going even a little farther, because working and teaching and becoming a shaman, I learned more about how that drum really resonates and how special it was, and all the ceremonies they did with that. And it is a very sacred instrument. And there is not one place in the world that does not play the drum. Different versions. Everybody plays a drum. And it's just beautiful, because I look at it this way. When you're playing a drum, you are sending out vibrations also. It's not just healing you. You're sending out vibrations. You're sending out this energy, and it ripples out, just like if you dropped a rock in water and it just ripples out, or like an echo. Okay? So when you're healing you, you're healing everyone else. Right? So whenever I'm drumming, I visualize that just going out through the universe and throughout the world. So I'm sending this. And it works in the reverse too. So like, for instance, if I choose to stay in the world and be frustrated and anxiety and doing this and getting mad and stuff, I'm adding in to all of that. And that ripples out into the world too, like the butterfly effect. And so that's rippling out also. I choose not to be a part of things that are in the darkness, that low vibration. That's not my purpose. That's not my purpose on this earth at this time. My purpose is to vibrate at a high vibration. And to be in that high vibration is to be in tune with these instruments, the drum, and respect where it's coming from, and to know that it's the heartbeat. Usually when I do healing drum circles, if you listen to how I do them, I pick up different rhythms with people, and it's just picking up the rhythm that they're in, right? And it just moves everything. It's just like they said, when you're depressed or discouraged, how many people want to get out of bed?
Right.
But if you get up and start moving and doing things, you start feeling better. And it's the same thing with the drum.
Yeah. I always, it comes to my mind a lot of times when I'm on the freeway, because I think about you, because I remember you saying that you'll just picture sending out love. Because when you say, what I love about you is not only are you holding that vibration, but you're sharing. You share the vibration.
Absolutely.
Send it out. And you talked about how you just picture that a big wave is just going over everybody on the freeway. And I think about that a lot, because I think,
Still do
it. When I choose to do that too, I feel better. Like you, It's like, I feel such gratitude, such joy, such peace, even for myself, as I'm extending out to others, this offering of love, or, of peace. And so, but I always have a little wink in my inside me to you, because you're the one that taught me that.
Like I said, I still do it. Wherever I go, I try to put the blue violet flame is what I shoot across.
Yeah.
The light of Christ is what I shoot across. So that people feel it. It's been really funny too, because even when I do that, if somebody comes up to me and they're really coming at me and they're
Yeah.
not very happy or very nice about it, I just smile inside and just know that not to get upset. It's not about me.
Mhm.
Never is. I am just the one that pushed it far enough for them to explode, which you could take that as a compliment.
Mhm.
And they explode, and you just, okay, and just send them love
Mhm.
so
Right.
that they can heal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about the love.
Yeah. And I love the way you say healing, because I really do. It's no matter what, there's healing to be done.
Mhm.
It's not just pull yourself together. There's some healing. Even the most angry people, that's a cry for healing.
Absolutely.
And I know that one of the gifts that your son has blessed you with is being able to see that in people,
Mhm.
and just tell me a little bit about that journey as far as being able to see people on their core level and accepting. I know that everybody that knows you feels always very loved and accepted by you. And was that
Thanks.
something that's always been innate, or did you have to learn it?
For the longest time, I think I was afraid. I think we all are a little bit
Yeah,
of being
yeah.
rejection, because you want everybody to like you, and when somebody doesn't, you go.
Yeah.
And I learned that I love everybody. I love everybody, even people that, if you want to say, done me wrong.
Right.
I still love them. Doesn't mean they have to be in my space, but I still love them because they're on their journey, and I get to honor that. And so, if I can be in a space like that for a minute and shine light on them or do whatever, if I'm inspired to, I will. Other than that, don't be afraid to walk away. Because as you step up and start seeing it within you, you see it in others. And so you love them for who they are. Okay? I don't know if I've shared this with you, but with my son, that's a recovering addict, before I really got into it, I remember sitting there trying to figure out what I was going to do, how I was going to handle the situation. When I saw him, he, the way I pictured him, and I am so grateful because I do feel this is one of my gifts, but I just never knew it. And when I could do it, it was like, oh my gosh, I really can do this. All of a sudden, I saw my son. All the drugs went away, the alcohol and everything. All of a sudden, all those sloppy clothes and everything just fell off, and he was just this light. And I saw him for who he truly was. And from that experience, I've realized that when I am in tune with people, or I feel the energy with them and stuff, I really see them for who they truly are. And they are a light of Christ. And they are. That's who we all are. Does he have a choice? Absolutely. But I will always see him for who he is. And so my life, I try, I shouldn't say try, I really work hard on seeing people for who they truly are. Also, too, with saying that, seeing people for who they truly are, if they choose to not be so nice to people and stuff like that, then that's their choice. But I can tell you that's not who they truly are.
Right.
But that's what they've chose to be in this world. That doesn't work for me. That's okay. They can spin off, and it's all right. It's all right to let people go that don't fit. If you get caught up in the way they are and the way they're thinking and their feelings, you're going to stay in that energy, and I just choose not to. Choose to vibrate at a higher vibration.
Yeah.
Not to be better and or bigger than, but just that's where I'm comfortable.
Right. So last year, all of it was 2023, I had my word for the year was harmony, And so throughout the year, I would just kind of think about that. And I gave a talk about it at one point, and I think it is relevant here. But what I learned in that year is, and it kind of goes off of what you're saying, is like, in order to play a harmony, I have to play my note.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And there's going to be people in my life that I'm in harmony with. And then there's some people that might not be, I'm just not in harmony with them. They're just playing a different tune. Mm-hmm. And it's not about necessarily good, bad, or whatever, but I had to get clear on the note I was playing, and I need to play it loud so that we can have the harmony.
Yes, that's a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then I can step in with, and I want the other person to play their note strong too. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful, because then together is the harmony is where it becomes beautiful music, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that goes into even the resonance, which I know is a big part of sound healing, you know, moving into bringing that vibration into coherence with that. And so tell me the different instruments that you use for sound healing.
I use the crystal bowls.
Okay.
And I use tuning forks.
Okay.
The rain is called the ocean drum. The rain sticks I use. I use my little bells that I have, my little charm things that I use.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of things like that. And I use a lot of them when I'm working with people, just because there's just certain parts that need to move a certain way to open up. So I'll use those to do it. The one thing about it too is I'll tune in to see what they really deserve, what their body needs to have done, because different tones awaken and clear different parts of your body. So you have to kind of be in tune with what you're playing and what you're
right.
The one crystal ball that I play more than anything is the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the main one, because to me, I want them to open up their hearts, because if they open up their hearts,
right,
they're going to be open to the truth. Yeah. I can't expect somebody to understand what I'm talking about or understand about awakening or the energy if their heart's not open. They have to have their heart open. That has to be a place that they go to dwell.
And I love the way that when you described it earlier, you know, somebody could say, oh, so you're like pounding their heart open. You know, and it's like, it's not that. You know, it's like the sound helps resonate the truth of that's the opening of the heart, is the resonating with the truth of what dwells in your heart, who you are, what the vessel that you are, the home that you provide for, you know, for the highest of high beings and resonances, you know, which is yours too. You know, that's the heartbeat, is just to remind you. You know, I think of you because you're the sound, especially the drum person.
Oh, you're so sweet.
But so I feel like I'm just saying your words. I'm stealing your words, but yeah, I've been able to be a part of like a lot of your drum circles, probably over a dozen.
Well, you
at least
one of my first.
Yeah, that's right.
In your house.
That's right. Yes. And so let's talk about that for a minute, because I know some people, if I say a drum circle,
their mind goes elsewhere.
Yeah. So let's talk about, you know, but I promise you, if you participate in a drum circle with a person of light, you're going to walk away just like with hope and with confidence in yourself and with groundedness. So what is the purpose of a drum circle? What do you do there? Tell us even some experiences in drum circles, if you can share a few.
Well, this is something you're talking about this, because I do a drum circle on the last Sunday every month now here.
Oh, good.
And we represent and do different things at different times. The first thing I do at a drum circle is I have a teepee that I put up. It's a little teepee with feathers and stuff, and there's a bowl in there. And you write down your intent, what you want to create, what you're doing. You fold it and you put it in there, and then I burn it. And that just kind of gives them an idea of what they're working with that day. So like, for instance, we start off and we're all sitting down, and everybody has a different drum beat. They have a different
Rhythm.
So I will go around and give everybody an opportunity to express how they're feeling or what they're letting go if they choose to speak. You don't have to, but if you want to, that's awesome. And it's best if you do, because once you let it out, it's healing. And then I let them drum the rhythm. I let them drum what they're doing. Okay. And let their feelings out. Now, it is truth that if you have a child that comes home and is frustrated, or an adult, it doesn't matter, and you ask them what's wrong and they just don't know how to say it. But if you hand them a drum and let them play it, they play out their energy.
Oh, wow.
And then you play it back to them. They feel like they've been heard. Okay? And you have heard it. Right? It just is its energy. Okay? So it's kind of the same thing. And so I let them have an opportunity to play their drum. And if anybody wants to join in, they can. To do the rhythm with them or move it, they can. And then at the very end, we get together, and if they choose into it, they stand in the front, they stand in the middle. I always have them choose a direction. And the reason why I do that is because of the direction. That's my shamanism.
Right.
The direction that all means one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I explain to them what that direction is, and it always is smack on to what they're
Right.
doing. And then I ask them, what is it that you are creating in your life? What do you want to manifest? What do you want? What is it that you want in your life? And they tell me, and then I'll say, okay, what are you going to let go? Because there's something there that is stopping them. What is it? What is it that's stopping you?
Yeah.
And then we begin to drum, and we drum in a rhythm. And I'm usually the main one, and we'll start the rhythm of it. And all I do is send love and light through them. And then we go up. And everybody, it's never failed. Everybody just goes, I can't believe that I feel so much oneness. What I was manifesting is like, of course I can do that. Of course I can do that.
Yeah. So they're just standing in the middle, receiving vibrations of the drum,
Yes.
bringing it, feeling it.
They're
It feels
gonna
so
feel
good, doesn't
And
it?
work all the way up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It feels so good.
Absolutely.
My brother-in-law, I have all my things kind of in this one little room, and we happen to be in that room, and my drums are there, and then my husband's like, "Well, you should let her drum you," and it was partly a joke and partly not, So I'm like, he's like, okay. So I said, sure, So I just grabbed my drum, and I was not deeply in this intentional space, I was just kind of just doing my thing, like what I've learned from you. I was just drumming them up and down and kind of a thing, and just kind of listened. But I wasn't, I didn't prepare or anything. And it was a moment like he went, okay. And then like the next day, I think he called and he's like, I've never been the same. He's like, I felt that, like it changed me, and I just thought, good, I'm so grateful. But it's transformational, and you just have to experience it.
You have to experience it.
Yeah.
To really, it's words don't even express it. And I don't care how many times you've done it.
Right.
It always does it.
Yeah.
The thing I find out about it is if you do it more, you shift a lot quicker and a lot faster when you do it. So it's just another tool of getting our body to resonate in the oneness. That's what it is. It's just another tool that just really moves you. And like you were saying, some people say, well, we're doing a drum circle, and if we just kind of kiss it, and it's like, no. Healing and you really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think that, or tell us more about, what would be the difference between some of the other, or, you just got a new certification in sound healing. So how was that different, or what did you learn? Or what can you teach us about that?
They taught the drum sounds in there too.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the tuning forks, the bowls. They talked about anything that creates a sound. Okay. It's a healing. Whatever resonates for you is a healing. So I learned them all. it was fun to learn it because there's a lot of things that I've already used, but it was fun to get clearer on
Right.
what the sounds were doing. Just and how and just different things to do with the tools that I wasn't aware of.
Right.
So it's just a lot of fun things to learn
Mm-hmm.
that I knew that could be really healing
Mm-hmm.
for my clients
Mm-hmm.
and for myself.
Mm-hmm. So do you use sound in almost every session, like
Yes.
one-on-one session?
Yes.
Some kind of sound.
Yes.
Yes. And
I probably use 3 or 4
Okay.
different types of sound.
right. And if you even think about it, like some sound, I don't know, you get the chills, or, you get that, you just have a right, it just feels good. Like it just feels so good. Do you use it on yourself? How would you use it on yourself?
Well, with the drums, you just go down and you can do it up this way and go all the way up. The bowls, you just meditate and just start harmonizing them, and that you can resonate. The tuning forks, just hitting and getting to vibrate through your ears, or you're putting them on the space, where the spots that need to have that vibration come through. So every one of them you can use you can use on yourself. I think a lot of people feel like, okay, I have to be in a class to be able to do that, or I have to be, in a meditation group or whatever. You can just do that on your own. And I know that some people think, I feel so silly.
Right.
But do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. Another thing I like to do is in the springtime or in the summertime, like I said, I love music. I love uplifting music. I love music that moves me. I'll turn it on and put it on my little lamp out in my backyard, and I will dance. And that's another motion of just getting all your energy moving and stuff.
Yeah.
And don't care about if your neighbors are peeking over. They probably wish they were doing it.
That's right.
Or have the nerve to do it.
Right.
But you're moving energy that way too. Not only in you, but in my yard. Okay. I'm getting the grass, the energy of the grass moving, the bushes, the trees, the plants, everything. I'm getting that energy moving back there.
Yeah.
I'm putting love. I'm constantly sending love back into everything. So,
That was I think it was 5th grade, 6th grade science project. One of my kids did where we had 2 plants, and we talked to one and we didn't talk to the other. You've heard about it a million times, and everybody knows that there's significant difference. We would measure, there's a difference, but and the words are important, but it's the vibration of the words that's actually doing it, which is the same concept as a drum. It's the same concept. And I tell people, like, when you think about emotions, when people sometimes, it's exactly, I shouldn't even tell them what you just said, but it's like, if I can't describe my emotion, but if you can think of a music, if you could put it to music, would it be exciting and fun, or would it be slow and quiet? It expresses, and all of those are just vibrations, but it's expressing what you need to express. If you understand it on those terms, it's much easier to let yourself have the feeling that you're having as you express it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let your feelings flow.
Right.
Whatever feeling it's bringing to you, let it flow and don't put judgment on it.
Right.
Let it go.
Yeah. They're meant to move.
Yes, they're meant.
So
absolutely.
You don't stay in an emotion. It moves. So move with it.
And that's the downfall of most people. They get this feeling and
Right.
they shut down. And the funny thing about it is they've already felt the feeling.
Right.
So just let it move.
Right.
Let it go.
It's not coming.
Yeah,
It's there.
So why do you stop
Move
it?
it. Yes.
So literally, you're jumping off a cliff and you're stopping in midair.
Right.
Excuse me, that's not where I want to be.
Right. Just really accepting that in. And I think that's, if people have a drum, get a drum. Get a drum.
Get a drum.
Because
I don't care what kind you get. Just
Right.
get a drum.
Because it is really expresses in a different way. It does support you in a different way than other things. People that can't meditate, get a drum.
Absolutely.
And you'll feel it. And I love the way you talked about it. I love the word you said, it brings you to oneness. It brings you to oneness.
Absolutely. That's
And
the space.
I think that space is significant because there's no hierarchy to it. You know what I mean? In oneness, it's just a whole, it's just wholeness, but it's about accepting and bringing yourself and allowing yourself into that place. Like if someone tells you to go in, that's helpful. But if you bring yourself to that space, then you feel as if you are worthy of it, or that you are, you're willing to be there, you're invited there, and you're going to step into that place. And so if that, to have something support you to step into that space is super duper powerful, like just really powerful and helpful, because we all kind of wonder of our greatness, and some days are easier than others, so
Absolutely.
use a tool.
That's why they're there.
That's why they're there.
And this is one thing I want to really express too. There's all kinds of tools to use. Even crystals have a vibration to work with you too. And I suggest that you work with several different things.
Yeah.
But what resonates to you. You don't have to use whatever everybody else is using.
Right.
Use what resonates with you. The drum is the one that resonates, I feel, with most people because it is your heartbeat. Know the source of where it's coming from. Don't start, because I feel like some people get caught up in whatever's telling them that telling them. Okay, that is just what's opening you to heal. Okay, they're tools. That's what they are. Is tools.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep them in the space that they are.
Yeah.
And use them to what they can offer you.
Yeah.
And just be very cautious of which ones you choose to work
Right.
with.
Make an actual choice for yourself.
Yes. Make a choice of what works for you. I've always loved the American flute, and so I learned how to play it last year. I don't play it with my clients, but I probably should because it's a beautiful tone. But to me, that's one of the things that I play. If I'm frustrated or upset, I go downstairs and start playing the flute, and it just makes everything go. It takes me out of the world. Into the oneness, into our dimension, so that I can function, so that I can have solutions instead of frustration.
Right.
And that's the way I choose to live. Some people say, "You're so calm," and I think, well, there's nothing to be frustrated about. Yeah, that's what's so fun about this. Solutions. And I love living in the world. Possibilities. Yeah, solutions.
Yes. Yeah.
And that just makes me excited.
Yeah.
That's what makes life so exciting.
Yeah.
To know that I'm not just in this little box. It's just huge.
Right.
And these instruments create that for me. I love it. I wish I sang better. My next thing is to learn how to chant.
Ooh,
So
fascinating. Yeah, that's amazing. So, so what so you have your monthly drum circle that you do, and do you do other classes?
I do twice a year. I do drum so that you can come in and create your own drum. It's a 16-inch drum made out of buffalo. Okay, and what I do is I teach you the respect of it all. Teach you how to put your energy into the drum. Teach you how the drum is really like a medicine. And it's just teaching you all these beautiful things and let you create your drum, which is wonderful. People love that. And the 16 inch is a good drum to start with.
Yeah.
That's a really good drum to start with.
Yeah.
But I love the buffalo. I really do. I'll do elk or buffalo, but buffalo is usually what I go. And yes, they are of the buffalo, but just as the Native American dance, we worship it. Excuse me, you don't worship it.
Right.
We honor it. We honor it, giving it its life for us, for feeding us, for keeping us warm, and to creating this drum. It still lives within this drum. And the tree that gives you the wood for the I teach them all about how to honor that. There isn't a time, you know, when you're driving and you see animals off on the side, there is never one time that I don't close my eyes and thank them for being there and for their life, because they're just as important as any of us are.
Yeah,
So
that's beautiful.
we just need to honor it.
Right.
But I have synthetic ones too that you can paint on. So if you
And you do a lot of painting on drums.
yes,
Yeah.
I do. I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking, people said, why don't you do a drum painting class? And I thought, maybe sometime.
Maybe someday. But tell us a little bit about the process of painting, because it's more than just a picture. It's very symbolic. What are some of the symbolisms you've had on drums?
Some of it, I mean, they all talk to me. That's one thing I learned about it when I started. At first, when I started, I think, okay, now what am I going to paint on this? And how's this going to look? And how's everybody going to like it? And I let that all go. So when I look at a drum, I say, talk to me. Tell me what you need to do.
Yeah.
So there was a drum that I just did. I showed it to you. The spring something. I never can remember. It was like
a horned goat
goat
animal.
Yeah. It's a bit like a deer. It's
Yeah.
different. It's called spring something. Anyway, and then also I started doing a circle around it as after I created him, and I started putting the earth, the moon, the pie stone, just all these different symbols. Okay, and then that, and I thought, it's interesting. I would have never painted him because he's not the most beautiful thing.
Right.
But I thought, okay. So then I walked into a crystal shop. I was looking at their cards. And all of a sudden, it was on the front of a card on a deck again. And I went, gosh.
Yeah.
So I bought the
Have
deck.
to have that. Yeah.
And then I walked into a children's store, and all of a sudden I turned around and there was a stuffed one.
Wow.
I've never noticed these before my entire life.
Right.
And here he's stuffed for a children's room. I thought, oh my gosh, because what my belief is that if something shows up 3 times, then there's a message for me. So I thought, okay, there's a message. And I thought, okay, you have a message for me. What is it? So I looked it up, and he represented unity. So everything on that drum is unity. It all makes sense. I was like, oh, I like you. And then I had a drum in there that just because of the design of it, all I was told to do is put a sunset. That's all I need. The drum tells the story itself. A lot of times when you make a drum, if you hold it up and let the sunshine through, it'll tell you a story. And it tells you how to paint. So yes, every drum I paint, I just tune in to what it wants me to be painting. What does it relate to? And I let go of the ego mind of, oh, is everybody going to like this?
Right.
I just let it go because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They all resonate with somebody.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
why
creation. It's creation. And
I never do it without my angels.
yeah. Yeah.
I do everything with
Yeah.
I am just to the point I'm kind of ridiculous.
Tell us more about that. How did you allow yourself to create with angels?
Because every rule God puts in, and I could feel it. So I knew they existed. And probably when I was in my 40s, I got in a car accident and went to the windshield. And I remember I was knocked out, but I could see these angels telling me that I'm okay. So and since then, it's just more interesting that they have a great sense of humor.
Yeah. Yep.
They're as funny as, oh my gosh. And we laugh all the time. I was walking down the stairs and I was doing something with my necklace and I missed the whole bottom level of the stairs and I sprained my ankle.
Oh gosh.
And all I could do is hear them laughing, going, oh, we're so sorry. We forget you're human and you don't move as quick as we want you to. And they just start laughing. But we just laugh. Even if I get in my humanness and I get frustrated over something.
We all do, yeah.
I hear them go, Are you ready to get back on now? And then they just chuckle, or they'll hide things from me. And I'll say, you know what? You know where it is. Give it back to me. And all of a sudden I'll turn around and I'll find it back. So I have, and I want you to know too, when you have angels, you can relate to them. They're connected with God. They're God's helpers. It's not that I'm worshiping them.
Right.
They're there just to assist me, but you have to ask them. They will not assist you unless you ask.
Right.
So you have to get a good relationship with them. So meditate. Ask them how many you have. Ask them their names. And don't get caught up. Really, is that feeling? Just let it go.
Yeah.
And then know that they're always there to support you. Because what I will do is I'll start painting. And then I'll go, okay, the angel that's with all the painting, come and assist me here because I need assistance. And this one's really to the extreme. But there's times that I'll get up and I'll go, I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm supposed to wear. Angels put an outfit together for me.
Yeah. Right.
They're there for everything. Right. And the reason why I'm using those extremes is because I want you to see they're there for the simplest thing as they are for things that are a little more difficult. Like if you had to get up and give a talk or anything, or you had a hard situation you had to deal with, and you asked the angels to be with you, or saints.
Right. Right.
Absolutely, be serious, you know. Yeah. But they're with you no matter. They're with you with the simplest. Do I ask for them every time? For them to be here. And the thing I was going to tell you is they are with you. And there will be a time sometimes that you'll feel kind of like they're not, but they are. And you may be having a shifting of angels. So know that happens too. Okay?
Interesting. Yeah, I love that the common denominator between those two extremes. That's the thing, it's you. Like it's you between the simple, what do I wear, or it's like all of it's just because it's part of who you are, it's important to them at the same.
Absolutely.
Because it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're there. This studio that I created, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, they totally. They told me what colors to paint. They directed me to stores. They directed me to all kinds of things so that I had everything that I needed. It was not 1 ounce of struggle to put this together. Everything came smoothly.
Yeah.
Because I was in the space of receiving and solutions, and the angels were there, and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah. You were answering a call.
Yes.
You said yes. You were willing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not even really knowing I was even going to look.
Right.
And it's changed.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 years since this happened, and it shifted a little bit, but it shifted in a way that I never even thought it would. And it's better.
Good.
So that just tells you, don't get caught up in how you think it should look.
Right.
Because I can guarantee it's much better.
Well, in full circle, I mean, that's just the lesson of frequency, you know, that it does. A frequency has ups and downs and resonates differently and has different tones. And that's the gift and the symbolism of that, to just let its own rhythm be created. Right?
Absolutely. And they are for everything. There's a rhythm for sleeping. You just need to look up each.
Is it the
hertz?
Oh, the hertz.
Look up the hertz.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I do what you mean.
I'm old. Remember, I'm 86.
Yes.
The hertz. There's different hertzes for sleeping. Deep sleeping. There's one for anxiety. There's one. And that is why sound is so fabulous.
Because you can actually just tune right into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to work.
You can tune into it.
Right.
That's why when I work with clients, I tune into what I'm doing, where I'm supposed to do certain sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's the hertz they need to be at that time of
Yeah.
healing. Your livers, your kidney, your lungs, everything is at a rhythm. and a vibration
Yeah.
heals.
Right.
So, yes, I'm a believer in it. You bet I am. And like I said, I mean, I'm no young chicken, but when I go to the doctors, they're shocked that I don't have all these diseases that people have.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't get sick,
Right.
but I can get sick as much, and I don't have, like I said, the heart diseases, the diabetes. I don't have any of this. And it's because I know that I work with my body, sound, meditations, even to the point where if I do have something,
Yeah.
I always ask myself, is it something that I really need to be concerned about, or is it something that I can help, Because I do believe in doctors. They have their place. Because once we create something and the disease is gone, we need a physical doctor. But our whole thing is before we get
Right.
So, like, if I get something, I'll think, okay, can I heal this? Is it that, And then I start doing my Reiki, my energy work, getting it healed.
Yeah. The physical body is the perfect way to disperse the energy because it can break down. And so that's I'm the same way. Like, I go to the doctor, like I have the doctor, like I'm not against the doctor. And I know that, that the physical, and we all have to go at some point. We have to die from something, so that's a part of the equation. But that's why you have that internal questioning, your internal asking, like, is this something I need to be worried about? Is this something I need to get rid of? Or is this the thing that is, that kind of thing? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it.
And you just need to work with it and learn with it. And
yeah. Because cells break down. That's what they do. And they birth, they grow too. You know what I mean? So it's really efficient because you can just take the energy really quick and use it.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like in the physical world, you got the fire, that energy can burn down something. Water can take something out, air can change the earth, all of it can change very quickly.
Did you get the big windstorms?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Somebody says to me, don't you these windstorms kind of make me feel scattery.
Yeah.
Because I look at my body as little starlights.
Yeah.
I'm at it.
Yeah.
And I just felt really scattery with it. And once I looked at it, and it said to me, cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
And
sweep it up.
Oh my gosh, you are, guys. You are cleansing.
Yeah.
You are cleansing. So even though that the big windstorms were frustrating, they were cleansing. Yeah. And I remember at night, because I put a white sound on to sleep, I listened to the wind. Ooh. So it's healing.
Yeah.
It's very healing. So there's another sound thing.
Yeah. The sound of the earth. Yeah. Think about that. Most people, if you tell them to go to a relaxing place, they think of the ocean sounds or the breeze of the forest or something like that.
Absolutely.
That's not just a coincidence. There's real power in that.
Well, even in the crackling of the fire. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Very soothing.
Very soothing. Yep. Yeah.
So it's just natural. But anyway.
Yeah.
It was just an interesting thing that I learned, and it was just another sound thing. It was like, wow. And you can hear my charms, can't you? I have charms out at the front, and I love them. Yeah. Because of my kids, and it just makes everything seem so pure.
Yeah. That is amazing. Well, we always ask our guests to tell us about wholeness. What is your definition, or how do you define or connect with the idea of wholeness?
Wholeness is being your whole self, being you, being true, being truth, and always staying connected.
When most people are asked what they want, they will answer, I want to be happy. But happy takes practice. And that's what the Wholeness Library is all about. So check it out free at thewholenessnetwork.com.